U.S. President Donald Trump delivered a rare 20-minute primetime address from the White House on Wednesday night, aimed at defending his administration's economic record and reassuring the public about the country's direction. However, according to political analysts and media assessments, the speech offered little in terms of new policy initiatives and instead focused heavily on shifting blame to the previous administration for current economic challenges. President Trump made it clear that he views the nation's economic problems as a legacy of former President Joe Biden. He repeatedly referenced inflation, rising costs of living, and affordability issues, arguing that he inherited a damaged economy that would take time to repair. Trump mentioned Biden by name several times, portraying the Democratic administration's policies as the root cause of today's financial pressures on American households. Recent public opinion surveys, however, do not fully support this narrative. Multiple polls indicate that a significant portion of American voters place greater responsibility for current economic conditions on President Trump himself. This gap between the White House's messaging and public perception has led observers to interpret the address as a defensive political move rather than a confident policy showcase. The delivery and presentation of the speech also drew criticism. President Trump spoke at an unusually rapid pace, often raising his voice and stumbling over words while reading from the teleprompter. At one point, he misspoke while reading figures related to a financial dividend announced for military service members, an error that undermined the seriousness of the moment. After the address, Trump reportedly asked his chief of staff about the timing, reinforcing the impression that the speech was rushed to fit a strict time limit. Questions were also raised about the accuracy of several claims made during the address. President Trump described inflation as the worst in U.S. history, made exaggerated assertions about crime and illegal immigration under the previous administration, and characterized his 2024 election victory as a landslide. Despite data showing otherwise, American media outlets, particularly CNN, quickly issued fact checks challenging many of these statements and labeling several as false or misleading. Political analysts argue that the most revealing aspect of the address was not what was said, but why it was delivered at all. With no major announcements or concrete policy changes, the decision to use primetime national television has been widely interpreted as a sign of growing concern inside the White House about politica, outstanding and economic messaging. Overall, the speech appeared less like a demonstration of strength and more like an attempt to regain control of the narrative at a time when public confidence remains uncertain, highlighting the mounting pressure facing the administration in the months ahead.